Hello and Assalamu alaikum viewers. TVapex from London welcomes you from Birmingham today. The event is Business Opportunities in Pakistan. We have dignitaries from Pakistan attending this event, in particular delegates from Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry. TVapex has been invited specially to cover this event. Let's go and check it out, what they have to say about the potential of Pakistan as an investment hub of future. Let's go and check it out with us.
Today's event is about business opportunities in Pakistan. Pakistan, for many British companies, is one of the best kept secrets around. It's not a country normally associated with the BRICS. It's not something the public commentators usually refer to, and yet it is for many firms one of the most exciting emerging markets in Asia. My own bank, Standard Chartered, has had an operation in Pakistan for over 150 years now, and our business has, if anything, prospered and at an accelerating rate in Pakistan. Now, those of you who are familiar with the banking scene in Pakistan will know that we made two great acquisitions in Pakistan. One about 10 years ago was of the old Grindlays operation, and more recently, I think in 2005, we acquired the old Union Bank in Pakistan. Our business in Pakistan has gone from strength to strength. We had a record increase in our profits in Pakistan last year. One of the reasons I'm so delighted that so many of you turned out today is that we can try to get over to you the success stories of so many British firms that do business, have invested in Pakistan. There's no denying, and we must admit right up front, that Pakistan has faced a perception problem in the last few years. It's had a lot of negative publicity because of security events, Afghanistan, other issues. For many people whose only knowledge of the country and of the market is what they've seen on their television screens, it's not surprising that they come away deeply apprehensive. But as somebody who's had the good fortune of going to Pakistan on a number of occasions, I can tell you that it is as easy to do business in Pakistan as in any other market in Asia. Indeed, I go further. In many respects, it's easier to do business in Pakistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan and United Kingdom have always enjoyed good relations. Our bilateral relations have grown from strength to strength. Pakistan's and Britain's bilateral trade exceeded 1.3 billion in financial year 2010 and 2011, with an increase in Pakistan's exports by 14%, valuing to pounds 807 million and exports of 490 million. The balance of trade is in favor of Pakistan in 2011 by 317 million pounds. During Prime Minister Cameron's visit in 2011, an enhanced strategic dialogue was initiated by him and Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani. Both sides agreed to double trade and investment between the two countries to 2.5 billion in 5 years. That is 2015. This agreement underlines the untapped potential of increasing trade and investment between both countries. I'd like to express here my gratitude and my country's gratitude to Lord Green, who visited Pakistan early this year, and he was a catalyst for organizing this conference. Lord Green was fortunately converted to the potentials of Pakistan's investment. Last but not the least, I would be failing in my duty if I do not acknowledge and appreciate the enormous contribution made by Sir Tom Harris.
Oh, I like the first one.
Sir Tom Harris in promoting Pakistan-UK ties, especially under the aegis of PBTIF as its chairman. His role has been overly friendly, most positive, encouraging. I wish you, Sir Tom, very good future retirement period with you. I hope you enjoy that from the bottom of my heart, and I was really privileged to have your guidance all through your tenure in my time, which is almost 5 years. The government of Pakistan shares my views and compliments you for all your contribution to Pakistan trade and investment and the services that you have rendered to PBTIF. And I'm sure even after you retire, you will continue to assist Noshina Mubarak, who is definitely a very talented person and who would try to fill in your boots, and although it will be male boots. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm grateful to you for having listened to me. So, as Sir Tom said, if you have any question, you can ask me if need be. Otherwise, I will pass on to my other colleague who would speak about Pakistan, Sir Francis Campbell, who is also a very competent person and who has really worked hard in Pakistan to promote trade and investment.
Perception is everything to do with business and Pakistan, because it is the single biggest impediment that we have to growing interest from UK businesses into Pakistan. It is the biggest problem we have, but it's also the biggest asset, because the companies that you have here, okay, and this is just a small section of the companies, there are about 100 well-known UK brands and UK operations in Pakistan. Sir Tom has mentioned one of them, Standard Chartered, there for over 150 years. You will see here a lot of our best-known brands. And I hope that by highlighting those to you, that it helps to change a very commonly held perception of what Pakistan is and what opportunities are there. You are 3 times more likely to be killed or injured in Mexico than you are in Pakistan. Fact. Yet we don't seem to have great difficulty encouraging people to visit Mexico on holidays, or to go there to do trade and investment, or to take advantage of business opportunities.
Mr. Francis, what do you think such events and such meetings like today will benefit Pakistan and UK's and Pakistan's relationship with regards to trade, trade culture and investment from UK or all over the world? What would you say?
Well, an event like this is priceless, because what this is about is ensuring that actually the legacy that's handed on to us, both as citizens of the United Kingdom and as citizens of Pakistan, that actually we build on that legacy in our generation. So here we are in the West Midlands. We're here with business people. We're advertising the opportunities that are there in Pakistan. We're trying to grow trade. We're trying to ensure that the trading relationship is as good as the political relationship that we have between our 2 countries. And it's an opportunity to give real, strong, practical examples and illustrations of what the opportunities are there, and to dispel some of the myths and some of the misperceptions. Well, look, I can only say it as I find it, and I find that Pakistan, and Pakistanis in particular, the country's beautiful, but what is most important is actually the welcome. There's a tremendous generosity, a tremendous welcome. And I think Pakistanis have something to teach us in Europe about a culture of hospitality. And there's just an openness and a level of friendliness. And I would like if actually more people in Europe, and more people in particular in the UK, could see that side of Pakistan, which is the authentic Pakistan. And I suppose there is a degree of empathy as well, because I remember what it was like when negative images were created of Northern Ireland, and a small minority tarred the rest of the population. But actually it didn't take away from the welcome and the generosity of the people. And that's really, I can only describe what I get on a daily basis is an authentic witness and an authentic welcome by ordinary Pakistanis. And I think that's replicated across the board with myself and my colleagues who are there and who now count Pakistan and Karachi as a home. Please don't forget perception, because I hope that these labels actually help to change your perception of Pakistan and actually encourage you to perhaps look at some of the opportunities, some of the tangible opportunities that we can send your way, and that you too will be willing to come when the West Midlands or UKTI in the Northwest organise their next visit into country, that you will be a participant in that trade mission, and we will do all we can in country, whether in Karachi, Lahore or Islamabad, to help you with that visit. Thank you very much.
It is undoubtedly the case that we have now taken over the past 5-6 years approximately 10 trade missions down into Pakistan. We visited Islamabad, Karachi, Sialkot, Multan, Lahore and so on, and of those 10 trade missions, probably about 150 businesses, I have yet to have a company come back to the UK and say that there wasn't business to do. Every time they've come back with the opportunity to do business, and they say so. And the important part about perception is that one happy person tells 10 other people. And that is the perception we have to get across. And the reason we continue to do these missions, the reason we get the support that we get from our colleagues in UK Trade and Investment in London, in Post, here in the region, is because there's a recognition that we need to do that. Pakistan has, I think, one of the youngest populations in the world. Is that not the case? I believe that there's something like 70% of the population is between the ages of 18 and 25. You're in the youngest city in Europe. Birmingham has the youngest population, and it's a dynamic population, and there is so much transfer of knowledge, transfer of fact of who we are and what we do. We have a vast multicultural community here, and there is obviously the synergy that works. We know that because we take the missions. We have the people. The fundamental concept about meetings like this is to give the British business community the opportunity to understand what's available to them for Pakistan. Pakistan is, I won't say it's an unknown market, but it's not a very, very well-known market. Meetings like this allows the community to learn from experts, real-time experts. We have case studies here today of people who have been to Pakistan, who've worked in Pakistan successfully, and enjoy the opportunity of doing so. Pakistan is a big market. There's a lot of people there, and it's growing. It's growing in population, and it's growing in actual economic data. GDP in Pakistan is estimated to grow next year by about 4%. If you look at the troubles that Europe has in the Eurozone today, 4% is a considerable margin. Bearing in mind also that Pakistan has a growing middle class has far greater disposable income, they've got money to spend, and they want to spend it on quality goods. And we would like to believe that the goods and the brands available in the United Kingdom will be available to Pakistani consumers. They'll have choice. At the same time, Pakistan produces a lot of quality work themselves, and we import into the UK substantial amounts of goods. So what we're talking about today is two-way trade. We're not really talking anymore about import, about export. We're talking about working together in order to further our communities and our economies. That's what it's about. I've taken a total of, I think it's 12 trade missions over the past 7 years to Pakistan, and I can tell you now, without any doubt at all, that the businesses that we've taken, about 150 perhaps, I don't think I've had one that's come back and said it wasn't worth going. The majority will have done good business. Inevitably, there'll be one or two who didn't. That's the way of the world. You can't always do business. But we've broken the perception that Pakistan is a difficult market to go to. Any market has its challenges, no question, but it's as valid market as any other.
I thought it'd be worthwhile just giving you a practical case study on how to use these platforms. I mean, you've probably heard of the PBTIF, the Pakistan-Britain Trade Investment Forum. You've heard of, obviously, the Birmingham Chamber. You've heard of IPTU, lots of acronyms. What do they actually do? How can you use them on a practical level? I'm sure all of you are thinking, how do I utilize that platform and engage in some business in Pakistan? Ultimately, I mean, that's what I want to do, and I'm sure you do as well. So what did we do? Back in September last year, it was a brainchild of various people, but predominantly driven by clients of mine. What do? I'm a corporate finance lawyer in a city law firm in London. I represent quite a few of the bulge bracket investment banks, so I work with Goldman Sachs. I'm not going to name drop, but some of the big guys, JP Morgan, some of the mid-tier guys, Jefferies, and some of the big accounting firms, KPMG and so on. And in particular, I work with the mining entrepreneurs, the mining companies, so the BHPs of this world, the Vales of this world, the Rio Tintos of this world. And for the last 10 years, what have we focused on, or what have I focused on? I focused on Africa, is taking investors, taking companies, taking organizations into Africa to commercialize some of their untapped mineral wealth. And how do we do that, or how do we do that? It's by bridging the gap between these markets, these emerging markets, and the London capital markets. I think I'm very pro these types of investment events. I think it gives not only Pakistani companies but also British companies to sort of interact, network, for Pakistani companies to showcase some of the opportunities that are available for investment. And the key from obviously a UK-Pakistan perspective is obviously to increase bilateral trade. The aim is to increase it to 2.5 billion pounds by 2015, which, as we all know, is not too long away. And the key is obviously, as I said, just to promote investment, improve the misperceptions that some businesses have of Pakistan, to hopefully raise the profile of Pakistan, and ultimately to get some of these delegations to go over there and to experience opportunities at a first-hand basis, you know.
Nadeem Sahab, you mentioned about the raising the profile. That's what exactly TVapex's mission is as well, to raise the profile and image of Pakistanis, and you see all the beautiful things about Pakistan through a web-based platform, which is TVapex. What do you think about this kind of platform? Because we're not an analog TV, digital TV that needs to be subscribed or to be seen in certain territories. It can be accessed internationally as well, and it's for Pakistanis.
Absolutely. I think organizations like yourself, I mean, particularly through a web platform, obviously offer global coverage, you know, a wider audience, an international audience. People, obviously, particularly the younger individuals amongst us, obviously use the net on a regular basis, and I think this is a medium to tap into them and hopefully to make them aware of some of the opportunities that present themselves.
Chris, would you like to share with us your comments about the benefits of such events and conferences that happened tonight, this evening as well, and then your experiences with Pakistan and what kind of work you engage with when you come as a foreigner, as a British person to Pakistan? Actually.
Yeah, so the biggest hurdle I had to overcome with both my family and with the board was the perception of the security problems in Pakistan, which turned out to be totally magnified, I suppose, by the British media. We're now doing business with an agent in Karachi who's got offices in Lahore, Islamabad, Faisalabad and Sialkot. We do customs clearance, we do delivery throughout Pakistan and Afghanistan as well. And the visit to Pakistan was basically to try and find the right agent to meet our needs and our requirements, but also to develop the business and to push it further. And today's event is really about getting the name of Chambers and Cook across as being the freight forwarder to work with when you're exporting or importing to or from Pakistan, and also promoting business and trade with Pakistan as well to the local Midlands community.
So what was the purpose? Of you being here tonight, and then you share the experiences with the other gents and all the audiences tonight? Is that what you were here for?
Yeah, it's really to share the experience and say, if I can do it, anybody can do it, really. And it's about getting up off your seat and actually maybe joining a trade mission and getting out there and actually meeting the people in Pakistan, and probably some of the warmest people I've ever met in my life.
The reason why I'm here today is that I have just been elected as the new chair of PBTIF. I'm very honoured to take over from Sir Tom Harris. Looking forward to progressing things in terms of the aims of PBTIF, which is to promote business and investment in Pakistan, and also to dispel some of the negative perceptions of Pakistan, which is one of the key things which hinders companies from going out to Pakistan. So there's lots to do, and forums like this, which bring people together, which allow us to hear of work that's already going on, of the success stories of companies operating in Pakistan currently. This all helps to encourage people to get out there and avail of the opportunities, because there are many opportunities. Pakistan is a huge and growing market, and for Western countries and for Britain in particular, they must look outside of the BRIC economies and look at the other opportunities which are out there, Pakistan being one of them.
Irfan sir, would you like to share with us what's the benefit of such conferences being organized in UK or abroad outside Pakistan? How do you see Pakistan as a potential investment country as well?
Frankly speaking, I see Pakistan as a great potential now for the investments and for the investment opportunities. There's a tremendous opportunity available in different sectors like petrochemicals, dairy, livestock, agriculture, and etc. and etc. And I mean, and this is the reason that I have led a trade delegation to the UK now. This is the third day. We were in London for 3 days. We have had very fruitful interactive sessions with the UK, Pakistan Chamber of Commerce, with some other leading associations and organizations. And today we are here in Birmingham to attend this conference. And I would say, and I see such kind of conferences as a driving force to attract the investment opportunities available. And I'm really glad to see the subject of today's conference is the investment opportunities available in Pakistan. And exactly, I had the same vision, same mission to come to Pakistan to be able to address to the leading businessmen of UK to come to Pakistan, as Pakistan now is sort of a virgin land, and there is a huge potential and opportunities available. So I see, I see that such kind of conferences would definitely give fruits and would definitely give the results in the future, inshallah.
Part of that potential is our UK Pakistani diaspora. There's approximately 1.4 million of us here, and one should encourage our intellectual, social and financial capital going back into Pakistan. There is a will to do that, and I think UKTI is a viable platform, and a subsidiary of that is today's function, where we're trying to understand what the Pakistan British Trade Investment Forum is and how that facilitates the work of UKTI, bringing trade from the UK into Pakistan and from Pakistan into the UK. I think the bilateral trade is very key. It's also very high on the government's agenda for both Her Majesty's government and government of Pakistan. It's also now becoming more and more part of the mantra for DFID, sort of the Her Majesty's Government International Aid Agency. They are looking to develop more public-private partnerships, so that's encouraging more trade, not aid kind of concepts. And I think our diaspora needs to get behind that. And certainly the British Pakistan Foundation would be an advocate, an advocacy platform to work with UKTI to create investment. And obviously our focus is primarily social development, health, education, livelihoods. But on the livelihood sector, mentorship and investment into the SME market in Pakistan is very key.
Well, it's particularly important that we hold conferences like this on Pakistan, precisely because Pakistan has an image problem, a perception problem which deters many, particularly smaller, medium-sized British companies from looking at the business opportunities in that country. So we are using opportunities like this to put forward case studies and examples of British companies that have overcome that perception, taken the trouble to go to Pakistan and have discovered that there's very good business to be done. Now, my own bank, Standard Chartered Bank, is an example of a British company which has invested in Pakistan, and we've reaped the rewards. And so I'm delighted to have opportunities like this to go around to other companies and say, look, you can do the same thing.
How did that's absolutely wonderful what you've said, enough. But I'm quite intrigued. How did you agree to kind of host the event tonight? And you took it so well, and took the lead by being a senior person and being so generous with this.
Well, I mean, I have been chairing an organisation called the Pakistan Britain Trade and Investment Forum, which is an organisation of about 20 mainly leading companies: Glaxo's, JCB, HSBC, Standard Chartered. These tend to be the larger British companies that have got significant investments in Pakistan and who have clubbed together to help try to promote closer business ties. But of course the message at today's event isn't addressed at the larger companies. Today we're trying to make smaller SMEs conscious of the opportunities that exist in Pakistan. So we've a number of speakers today who are telling them about their experience. Once you get there and you see that actually life carries on as normal in Pakistan, business carries on as normal in Pakistan, and there are opportunities. So that's what we're trying to get over today.